Hello people, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. How y'all doing today? Yeah, I got a new phone holder, so I don't have to be doing all that, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me try to straighten this up. Okay. I was thinking about this. I have been thinking about this shit for a long time, but I just never thought about putting it into words. Just believing in God. And let me say this as a disclaimer. You are entitled to believe in whatever the hell you want to believe in. You are entitled to celebrate what religious thing you want to celebrate. If you want to be if you want to be a Christian, that's on you. If you want to be Buddhist, that's on you. If you want to believe in Judaism, that's on you. If you want to believe in that Jewish religion, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Catholic, all these fucking religions. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, what bothers me about religions is what bothers me, real talk, about religion is the fact that people don't look into nothing. They don't want to research anything. They don't want to do anything to free. They don't want to do anything to free themselves from mental slavery. The way I see religion and believing in these spirits and believing in the God and the gods and the goddess, to me is man-made. I'm not saying you can't be spiritual. I'm not saying you cannot be spiritual. I'm not saying you cannot be spiritual. I hope I'm saying it right. Excuse me, because my mouth's a little on the dry side today. I'm not saying that nobody can be spiritual and believe in spirituality, but at the same time, you cannot let it cloud your judgment and what you got to do to survive in this life. Everybody wants to talk about the Ten Commandments, but nobody follows that shit. Especially Caucasian people, especially Jewish people, and other groups, but mainly Caucasian people are full of shit when it comes to Christianity and religion. Okay, and what is very frustrating to black people is that we want to believe in something so damn bad, and what my problem is that we don't. If you look at the history of Christianity and how we were forced and indoctrinated to believe in that bullshit, we were promised if you obey your master and let him rape you in the ass and let him beat your ass and allow the Caucasians, man and woman and child and children and teens to fuck with you and bully you and disrespect you, degrade you, humiliate you, torture you, rape you, maim, brutalize you, assault you, and I'll say it again, rape you without no damn Vaseline, lie on you and deceive you, fuck you over, and kill you, and kill your people, steal your culture, steal your intellectual property, your creations, your inventions, your art, you know what I'm saying, your resources, your wealth, and we have, and people of color, what you call black people, have created wealth in America and throughout the world, you know what I'm saying? When you let religion, when you let Christian, when you have this attitude of believing in Jesus, you gotta break down Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of it what it is, but I'm on to something. It's just hard to put it in words. You know what I mean? It's just like justice, just us, just for Caucasian people. Don't you understand? It ain't for us. Christianity is not for us as black folks. Okay? What's frustrating about my fucking people is that they don't want to listen to anything else. They have this attitude of what is considered white is right. And don't come at me with this bullshit. Well, other groups of color do the same shit. No, they don't. They do it to some degree, but at the same time, their culture is intact. At the same time, they stick together, work and respect one another. You know what I'm saying? Group economics, building shit, owning shit, controlling shit. People respect your money, not your faith. You know what I'm saying? What is frustrating about black people in America, and I don't like to use the term black, I like to say people of color, but y'all Negroes like to insult yourselves. So there it is. So you're going to disrespect yourself and call yourself a derogatory name of the word black, be lacking, like Wise Nubian has said. And I spoke to Wise Nubian. He's a cool dude. You know, he's a cool man. He's a cool man, older gentleman, and I respect him for what he has done. He's been saying the same stuff. Now it's rubbing off. I mean, the stuff that I learned from him, it's rubbing off, and it's coming to me. I'm rubbing off of him. No, I'm rubbing off of him. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, you want to. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, I don't know what the hell was that, but where was I? My thing is, I almost had an accident, so I got this. That's why I have it set up like that, so I can concentrate and do. It's hard to do it the other way around. Okay, what I'm saying is what's frustrating. Damn, nobody knows how to drive today. What I'm saying is today is that what's on my mind is that black people, we as people of color, Nubian people, black people, African Americans, whatever the hell you want to call yourselves. What's frustrating is that what gets me hot and mad as hell and frustrated is the fact that y'all don't want to think outside the box. Y'all don't want to think and use your fucking brain outside the fucking box. Y'all don't question shit. You believe everything the slave master tells you, with the so-called dominant Caucasian people, and then you got Jews and these other fucking groups, and at the same time you got the LGBTQ community and the feminists telling black people, specifically women and children and gay Negroes, how to live, and that this lifestyle is okay for us when it's not okay for us. Feminism is not okay for us. Broken families and the black family struggle, the black family structure being destroyed and broken homes is not okay for us. From evicting the man and forcing the man out of his own household and denying him opportunity. And what's frustrating that the older generation thought just because that if you were able to sit in the same room and eat at the same fucking table, ride in the same sit in the same seat, rather you be riding on the bus or whatever the hell, or working the same job with Caucasians and working the same so-called job and be able to shop at their fucking stores, but they don't shop at your fucking stores because everybody believes in group economics and controlling their own fucking dollar and make sure that dollar and wealth does not leave their community. What's frustrating is that y'all Negroes think because so-called white people gave you a privilege, not a right, not the freedoms that they have to be in their clique and just hang around them, but they don't respect you. You're just nothing more than a fucking boy toy. You're nothing more than a girl toy. You know what I'm saying? You're nothing more than a fucking, you're the side chick. You're the boy toy. You're the side chick, and you're just. You're allowing your children to be abused and tortured and raped, maimed and fucking killed by these motherfuckers. Abuse your fucking children, disrespect you, and racism. The first time you encounter racism, it's not always by like they say. It's not always when it's not by police. It's not always by. Let me say that again. It's not against racist, crooked cops, okay? And then you go into the store and people acting funny, so-called non-blacks acting funny. Racism, especially Caucasians. Racism starts with Caucasian kids fucking with you and disrespecting you and calling you out your name, calling you a derogatory slur, like nigger, okay? And making slave jokes at your expense, and the teachers, since they're Caucasian, don't do shit. I remember that kid, and I'm happy for him. That young brother he was out in Wake. Well, I don't know. I forgot the town, but it's outside of Raleigh in North Carolina. Wake County. It happened in Wake County. I think Wake County, North Carolina. I forgot the specific name of the town. This young brother was a football player. He was being bullied by this Caucasian kid, this Caucasian male bitch-ass kid, being picked on, making all types of racist jokes. And I never did a video on this, but I might as well address it while I'm driving. So basically, he told the Caucasian teacher and teachers and the administration and the principals they didn't do shit. Told the school security and the cops didn't do shit. Making threatening to kill this young brother and his family. Making, you're a crack baby, you're a thug in jail. My response is, wait a minute, hold on. The last time I checked, Caucasian males are the biggest sex offenders out there. But y'all get your white privilege and white tears get you out of responsibility for your fucking actions. Y'all the biggest rapists. Y'all the biggest child molesters. Y'all the biggest, y'all motherfuckers are the biggest thieves, the biggest motherfuckers who are the biggest thugs, the original thugs, the original terrorists. But this is what happens when we don't teach our children history about these fucking devils, these pale-skinned monkey fucking devils. And let me say this, okay? If you're a Caucasian person watching and listening to me right now, and you don't like what the fuck I'm saying, you can take your ass and go somewhere else. I don't need your support if you don't like what I'm fucking saying. You know I'm saying the truth. Now, if you're a Caucasian person and you're not racist and you don't get down like that, you don't think like that, you're not racist, and you don't hate black people, and you don't have biased racist views, and you're not a Caucasian supremacist. My thing when it comes to racist Caucasian people, there's different variations. There's the extreme Caucasian supremacists, like your Klansmen, like your skinheads, and these other white nationalist groups. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the passive aggressive racists that I cringe because they grin and smile on your fucking face. Then when you turn your back, or they go behind your back and shoot you in the back of the fucking head, stab you in the back and cut your throat at the same damn time, lie on you, where you get fucked up and get in trouble. And under their system, they're gonna believe that Caucasian man and woman, especially that Caucasian female, especially when you are a black man. Okay? Y'all feel what I'm telling y'all? Now, if you're a Caucasian person, you're not racist, you are against racism, you hate Caucasian supremacy, let me tell you this, if you're not like that, then I'm not talking to you. But my thing is, what are you doing to eradicate Caucasian supremacy? What the fuck are you doing to eradicate Caucasian supremacy? I'll say that one more time. Caucasian people, non-racist Caucasian people. What are y'all doing to eradicate the system of Caucasian supremacy? What are you doing to stop racism and end racism for good, so it doesn't get passed down to the younger upcoming generation of Caucasian kids becoming men and women? If you ain't doing shit, I don't want to hear what the fuck you got to say, because you're part of the goddamn problem. You're part of the problem, and you ain't doing shit. You just sitting in silence, and what you do, because you're afraid to say shit. Oh, because I don't want to piss off my family, especially my Caucasian mama and my Caucasian daddy, and my aunts and uncles, and especially my grandfather and my grandmother. When my thing is, you know they're doing wrong and doing dirt. They need to be called out on that shit, and you need to tell them that it's fucking wrong, and they need to stop doing that shit. If you're really down and love black people, don't tell me you got a fucking black friend. Don't tell me that you're dating a black woman. Don't tell me that you're dating a black man. Don't tell me you got a black spouse or something, or you have a so-called black person or persons in your family. You got some black people in your family, but you ain't speaking out against racism, and you ain't looking out for the well-being of so-called black people in your family. And you're not looking, if you got a black spouse, you don't give a fuck about their well-being and your children and your mixed children's well-being. Whether you got mixed kids or you got a mixed child who's your nephew and niece. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, if you ain't doing nothing to end racism and stop this shit, you ain't doing your fucking part, and you're still joining forces with them and taking up for them and defending racism and Caucasian supremacy and justifying it and still being dismissive of our cries and our complaints about racism and discrimination, racial profiling, and institutional racism and systematic racism and hate and injustice. If you ain't doing shit to stop this shit, because only y'all can stop it. The only thing we can do is clap back and combat it, but y'all can only end this shit for good. It starts with y'all. If you ain't doing nothing, then shut the fuck up and go somewhere else. Get out my space. Get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Since I already stated that, let's just get back on the subject. Okay, my thing is that my problem with this whole religious shit is that y'all Negroes, y'all know who the fuck you are, and I'll call y'all Negro-peons. I'll call y'all fucking coons. I call y'all motherfuckers Uncle Ruckus. I call y'all the Aunt Jemima, Aunt Thomasita. You know what I'm saying? I call y'all motherfuckers for who the fuck you are. The Negro bedwenches, the bed bugs. I guess that's how you call it. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand a sellout house nigger. I cannot stand these coons like Larry Elder, Jesse Lee Peterson, Sage Steele, and your Stacey Dashes of the fucking world, and your Charles Barkley, and these other handkerchief-fed Negro-peon bedwench bitches. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many black women who are swirling and bedwenches and cooning for massa. You know what I'm saying? But they get a fucking pass for doing it. But don't call it, but you fake ass pro-black motherfuckers, y'all don't call out the women who are fucking cooning, who are fucking squirreling, got self-hate issues. As a matter of fact, you motherfuckers defend this shit, which I don't understand why you're doing it, because the woman is the first teacher of the fucking child, of the fucking children, okay? Not the man, it's the woman who's the first teacher. You must get her mind right, you know what I'm saying? But y'all call out men who are swirling. You call black men out who are cooning. My thing is, we need to call out both sides, because it's not one demographic. It's not the black people in the suburbs who are cooning. As a matter of fact, I see more niggas nigga bitches in the fucking hood who actually are the foundation, who actually started cooning. You gotta understand, a lot of these Negroes who live in the suburbs came from the fucking hood. And so when they got that money, they bounced. Instead of staying and building and working together and helping other black people get on their fucking feet. But y'all call out brothers who coon, but y'all don't call out these fucking sisters, who, especially these ghetto gag and hood bitches who are Negro bedwenches, who are fucking shit up. especially with these black feminists and these black gay motherfuckers and lesbian motherfuckers. But y'all attack the heterosexual black man and blame us for shit. Blame us for everything. But we ain't got no damn power. And every time a group of brothers try to get power, y'all bitches butt in to what the fuck we're trying to do and throw in a monkey wrench and go tell massa what the fuck we're doing. There was a lot of Negro bitches doing that shit. Not just sound bitch-made, effeminate black males, but you also got these black feminists, these black dyke and gay Negro males, especially these black bitch Sage Steele type of Negro Bedlynch, Stacey Dash type of bitches, and your mama's doing that shit. And I'm talking about see this, being that fucking mammy to the Caucasian man and woman and child. But we don't call out the sisters because they're women and they're so sensitive, but yet they're strong and independent. Which one isn't? You can't be both. You can't be super sensitive and get in your feelings when somebody criticizes you and call you out on your fucked up behavior, and all of a sudden you get all sensitive, but at the same time you're strong and independent and don't need no goddamn man. Nothing's ever your fucking fault. My thing is you can't handle criticism, and you had to put a man on child support. First of all, you had to have a kid. When a man says he did not want to have that child, it doesn't matter, and it's not his responsibility to put on have birth control. It's your responsibility, woman. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's your responsibility to make sure he has that condom on, and you have protection too. Stop putting the ownership on the goddamn man. When the women are the choosers, you choose certain type of dudes. And the reason why you got so many fucked up ass males out here is because you women make poor ass choices on goddamn purpose. Because you don't want to be controlled by the traditional man, patriarchal man, what you call the nice guy, the good man. You don't like that traditional guy. You don't like that traditional man. The only time y'all like him when he's just giving you shit. But when it comes to being authoritative, being in the position, being in the power of authority, being in the position of authority, and where you have to respect that shit, nah, I can't have no man control me. But wait a minute, you have no problem of the Caucasian man controlling you and subjugating you for 500 fucking years? You have no problem obeying the Caucasian man's rules and regulations and laws in this goddamn country, and you know they're racist and unfair, and y'all say they're sexist too. They're sexist against men too. What the hell are you talking about? They put y'all on the goddamn pedestal for a fucking reason, because y'all bitches are dumb. Women do not have logic and common sense like men do. And as a matter of fact, what's sad about it is that you've never been taught this. Y'all been taught is nothing that you just can blame the man conveniently, and that a man will protect you and save you. And we got all these fucking safety nets and these social programs and welfare and food stamps and public assistance and these other types of programs that save women from responsibility, and they just blame men because they fucking can do it. And when a man like myself calls this shit out, oh, you're a misogynist, but let me tell you something. When a woman or even a simp ass effeminate man, let me say that again. When a woman and an effeminate, or when a woman especially, or effeminate simp male of a male, mangina male, effeminate male of a simp says you calls a man like you, a heterosexual man, a misogynist or gay, that the chance when a man calls another man gay, then obviously he's gay. That dude that acts like a female, but want to call you gay because you calling out women's bullshit and holding women accountable for their fuck ups and wrongdoings. Obviously he's a fucking faggot. He's that sissified dude who who will allow women to fuck themselves up in order to get some pussy, but he's a down low type of dude that's fucking dudes on the side, gay dudes, especially, and that gay ass male actually hates straight men, but he also hates women because he wants to be a woman so bad because that's all he's been around with men exposed to. But he resents heterosexual men because he's been brainwashed to hate men, to hate himself. But he's mad because he ain't getting the respect as like a traditional man like myself, heterosexual man. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to be a female, but he hates females because he got mommy issues likely. But he has female tendencies. But guess what? He will never be a woman. So that's why you got your Janet Mox and your Laverne Cox of the world. You know, these tranny faggots, these she-male motherfuckers who call themselves transgender. So that's what that is. But when a woman calls a man gay, or first when a woman calls a man who calls out a woman's ratchet behavior, especially a black woman, and you're a black man who calls out women's behavior and wrongdoings and holds them accountable. I hold all women accountable, not just one demographic. All women, well, not just one group, all women accountable when they do shit, just like I hold all men accountable. But y'all women don't say nothing about that. And when I do hold a man accountable, y'all, when I go after that gay ass dude, y'all get mad. When I go after certain dudes, like certain guys, and I call them, hey, stop sipping, stop being a fucking effeminate bitch, be a man. Oh, y'all get in your feelings anyway. So I can't win for losing. Men like myself cannot win for losing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so when I tell men this is what you gotta do, you know, see what happens is, let me pay attention. See what happens is that the fact that I'm not telling guys to be naive and dumb and just be super thirsty and be simping and kissing women's asses and spending money on these worthless assholes, they get mad. But when a woman calls a man like myself a misogynist, a woman hater at that, you know, she's obviously a man hater. I say, obviously you told on yourself because tell me what I said was sexist. That's what I asked them. And a lot of times they can't break it down. Even if I was harsh in what I was saying, I was still right. A lot of times when a woman wants to call a man a misogynist like myself, obviously, no, she's really the one who's sexist. She's really the one who's a man hater. She's the one who's very misandric. Because I call out female privilege and gynocentrism and call out bad women's behavior. No, I didn't say all women are bad, but the vast majority are. And like I said, I'm about to see that movie Girls Trip. And guys, and my supporters, okay? I appreciate if y'all can, you know, for my time, for doing what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not asking for much, but if y'all can make a donation, I appreciate it. You know, it don't have to be a lot. I'm not asking for $1 million, but I'm asking if you like what I'm doing. I'm asking y'all, you can support me on my Patreon account, or what I prefer, PayPal. You know, and plus, you know, I need some money too. Some of y'all want me to watch that movie, Girls Trip. Now, you know, a movie ticket costs like $10 or more than that sometimes. I'm going to take the cheapest show, okay? But, you know, I don't have money like that right now. So, and I just paid all my bills. But I'll appreciate if you can make a donation, make the donations. Not asking for a lot. I know we're all struggling. Times are hard. But if you can, because my thing is, if we can donate and spend money on dumb shit that don't mean nothing, why don't we spend money where it's worth it? The people who are telling the truth, like your Vice show. I respect him. I can't afford them right now because until I get some, you know what I'm saying? But I will do anything I can to help anybody who's speaking truth to power. There's a lot of brothers and a lot of men specifically, not just like Mr. Money AD. There's a lot of dudes who are speaking truth to power, and a few women, very few. You know what I'm saying? So please, you know, donation link. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, and trust me, wherever I get, it goes to what I do. It goes to my work. Okay, I just want y'all to understand it. But what I was saying, when a woman calls a man a misogynist, calls him sexist, a chauvinist, that bitch is a fucking man-hating feminist bitch. She's the one who's misandric. She's the one who supports gynocentrism and female privilege and sexism against men. She's a real, true man-hating bitch. Okay? Just want y'all to understand that shit. Okay? Like I'm saying, oh man, I lost my train of thought. And you know, it is what it is. You know, so these women will shame you, especially a black woman. You know, she call you gay because you for men's rights and for true equality. But when you support matriarchy, you're a bitch anyway. So I'm like, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be dependent on a man, but you don't want to help a man out. You just want a man to just do for you, and that's it. But fuck him. That's selfish. We should be working as a team. You know, you want to be catered to and pandered to. And I'm gonna do another video about this pussy pandering shit again, because it's fucking annoying. You know, your mama black. How dare you talk about women? Oh my God. I'm just going to call out for what it is. I'm calling out women's bad behavior. I'm calling out these fucking hoes, like these Amber Rose type, these fucking sluts. I'm calling out these bitches. These feminists. You know what I'm saying? These dykes, these lesbians. They're the ones who are fucking up the community more so than these feminine ass soft bitch made males. And it's your fault, ladies, because your mothers, your foremothers, and your aunties and elderly women supported feminism, and that's why things are fucked up the way it is. Y'all wanted that female privilege, and there's a price that comes with it, but you want to keep your tradition. You gotta pick one or the other. Y'all stop thinking about your goddamn self and start caring about other people. But anyway, my thing is with this whole God shit, this has a lot to do. You have to talk about it all when it comes to these certain touchy subjects. How we've been bombarded with Caucasian supremacy as a people. That's why I spoke the way I spoke, like in this video. You know, we've been force-fed into believing this lie that there's a God, that there's Jesus. First of all, you're believing this white Jesus. There ain't no such thing as no white Jesus. Last time I checked, Jesus was a person of color, a man of color. Jesus is Nubian descent, African descent, whatever the hell you want to call him. You know what I'm saying? Jesus, like I said, Jesus was a brother, okay? Jesus was a man of color. And even some of you Christian folks say that, but y'all still believe in this white image, which is mind-boggling and frustrating at the same goddamn time. And as we've been brought up, if we just take it in the ass and not work hard, and if we just believe in some blind faith, things will get better for us. No, it ain't gonna get better for you. You talking about, you could go through this rough time, you see other people winning and you're losing. You going through these hard times and struggles instead of doing what you have to do to win. No, you wanna do things that keep you losing. That's what kills. That's what breaks my heart about my people. We want to keep doing things that keep us losing. We sound like these dumbass women when it comes to, we talk about how horrible our man is, the boyfriend is, who's beating our ass every day. But we don't want to admit the fact that the reason why we're letting him get away with that shit because he's laying the pipe down. Let's keep it real. I'm just being real. A lot of you women stay in these fucked up, poor ass relationships is because you can get to cry victim all the time. The reason why most women stay in these toxic relationships with drama and chaos because they like that shit. And also, number one is because he got money and status and fame and popularity, and women want to leech off that shit. It's the money and the fact that they don't want a guy who treats them with respect and all that shit. You gotta understand, you are who you fuck with. You are who you date. So if you're dating a fucking thug, women, you're dating that bad boy, that asshole, that jerk, guess what? You a bitch too. You're an asshole. You're a jerk too. You a hoe. In many words, you a hoe. You're a gold digger. You're on that hypergamous bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest right now. A lot of you fuck with these sorry ass dudes who ain't worth a damn because bitch, you ain't shit. Talking about he cheating on you, doing all this type of dirt and all that shit. Well, you're doing dirt behind his back too. You're starting the shit too. You don't want to admit that shit though, because nobody will feel sorry and have sympathy for your dumb ass. Now, my thing is, when I said that, like said it the way I said it, the reason why a lot of black people believe in God is because we don't have no hope among ourselves. We don't have no hope. And plus, it's easy for us to be in fear when we say we gotta fear something. Why do we gotta fear something that doesn't exist? Why are you fearing something that you cannot prove, that you cannot touch, you cannot smell, you cannot taste, you cannot see, you cannot feel? In the physical sense, in physicality, logic and common sense. But why do you continue to believe in something that has not worked, that has not benefited your people for the last 500 fucking years? Why are you continuing to believe in God and when we are so religious and so moral, but our needs and our desires are not being met? We are not winning. We are at the bottom of the fucking totem pole. We are at the bottom of the totem pole. We are the least desired. Everybody wants to use us and treats us bad and don't respect us, but we don't respect ourselves and love ourselves. We have low self-esteem, but we don't want to do nothing about it. Nobody else thinks like that. Other groups can get away with believing this blind faith and all this religious shit, but at the same time, they get stuff done. Caucasian people, don't be a fool. Caucasian people think they're God. They think they're the judge and the jury and the law. Okay. Other groups got less of a degree of, they got that similar mindset, but it's not as potent. Okay. Caucasian people think they're God, goddesses, the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, and the law. They run shit for a reason. And you got other groups who think like that, but not as potent, not as extreme though. Everybody's self-sufficient but us. We are dependent on everybody else, but everybody else is self-sufficient and rely on each other and look out for one another and take care of one another. And they don't tolerate dumb shit. They don't tolerate that emotional bullshit, that ratchet shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's bad stuff there's bad groups, you know, there's Caucasians, there's Asians, Latinos, Arabs that do dirt, but they hide that shit. They don't throw each other underneath the goddamn bus and talk and mix company. You know what I'm saying? We gotta understand the reason why we so rely on faith and believe in this Jesus. We know it doesn't exist. We believe in this Bible, but do you know the Bible is fucking false? We believe in these fucking televangelists, these like T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar motherfuckers. And these fucking woman-ass pastors, these women pastors who ain't married and they got kids out of wedlock. But we're listening to them on morals. That's dumb as hell. Nobody else can get away with that shit. A woman being in a position to be a pastor and a teacher in other communities, it's laughable. It's not tolerated. We are so matriarchal, it's not even funny. We are so overly gynocentric, it's not even funny in the black community. It's so fucking frustrating. The real reason why we believe in this fake ass God, because we want to be slaves. We don't want to be free, because that's too much responsibility. It's easy to blame everybody else, but take personal responsibility. That's one thing we have to do. We understand Caucasian supremacy is out there and is running rampant. It's dominant. It's a system to keep us down. We understand racism. We understand prejudice of colorism from other groups of ethnic groups of color. You know what I'm saying? I understand that shit. But we gotta understand is that we need to stop falling for the fucking okie doke. Stop trying to get love from these other people instead of loving yourself and learning who you are. There's no excuses. The information is out there. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this: the bottom line is the real reason. What I think it is, the real reason why a lot of Black American people believe in God and Jesus, white Jesus, is because of the fact that it's easy to escape reality instead of looking at things it's easy to escape the reality for what it is and pretend to be it had this false positivity, because we've gone through so much. We need to be psychologically analyzed. We are suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, post-traumatic slave syndrome. We are suffering, I'll say that again, from post-traumatic stress syndrome of slavery and Jim Crow, of being put in bondage and being subjugated for hundreds of years. We are still suffering from it, and we haven't recovered, and we're not trying to heal. We don't know how to heal. And then when somebody tells you to try something that you never tried before, yeah, I'm checking out this. Okay, I'm back. To try something, to do something that you have never tried before in history, and it might work because you did the research, you analyzed it. It's a calculated risk. It's a win-win situation. You don't want to do it because we are afraid of success. Some of us are afraid of success and prosperity. It is what it is, people. The only reason why we're so religious and believe in this Christian shit, even though it's false, the only reason why we believe in God that don't exist and that Jesus that does not exist, it's just propaganda and lies. Another form of false hope and brainwashing by the powers that be, by Caucasian elite supremacists. The only reason why we believe in that false hope, just like we believe in these politicians, and we keep doing something that does not work. And it's insane to keep doing something over and over again and expect different fucking results. The reason why that is because that's all we know. And a lot of us don't know no better. And a lot of us are scared to try something new because you're vulnerable psychologically and mentally and emotionally, vulnerable to be exposed to something new. And when you are, because people like familiarity, we like being familiar with certain situations. And when you get out your comfort zone, you don't know what to do. And I'll say the main reason why we believe in this God that don't fucking exist, that you spell backwards gold, oil, diamonds, bullshit, is because of the fact that we don't know how to, man, I'm sweating right now. I'm about to end this video. We don't know how to rely on each other and be self-sufficient and take care of ourselves and love one another, because we have deep-rooted, unresolved anger and resentment towards one another instead of blaming the people and the peoples of who caused that anger, who caused that pain for us to feel that way in the first place. And they know who they are. These people know who they are, that group and that demographic group that is responsible for this fuckery, that they put us in this situation because we didn't ask to come here. My ancestors did not ask to be in a situation to come here, and I didn't even ask to be a descendant of slaves. You know what I'm saying? We are so afraid to challenge what needs to be challenged, and we're afraid to lose, but it's the only way to win. You have to beat the best in order to be the best. And the reason why we believe in this God and all this shit is to keep us lazy and believe in these false hopes and to escape reality, because we don't want to deal with the pain and suffering for what it is, and come up with solutions and strategies to move forward and progress. Since there's no unity, and since there's no love and no respect for one another, and we don't know we are afraid to work with one another and have trust issues because of the brainwashing of Caucasian supremacy, that's why we believe in God. We believe in this Christianity shit, instead of letting this religious bullshit go and embrace who we are and be free thinkers. Because let me tell you something, Caucasian people want their heaven now. All these other ethnic groups of color and these Jews, so-called Jews, want to live heaven now. They ain't worried about dying. They're about getting what they want now, getting what they need now, living it up right now. Live it up right now, people. Do what you have to do to succeed and prosper right now. My people, my black people, come on. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to be selfish like that and take care of one another and look out for self as a people. Everybody else is doing it. How come we can't do that? You know? I'm like the Caucasians. I want to live like the Caucasian folks, to be honest with you. But I don't want to do the stupid shit that they're doing. But I want my heaven right now. I want to live heaven on earth right now. I'm not worried about dying and worried about if I'm going to go, my spirit is going to go to heaven or hell. You don't know what you're going to end up. And first of all, I don't believe in there's an afterlife like that. Once you're gone, you're gone. You only have one life. And if you believe in this heaven so goddamn much, then how come we protect ourselves and do everything we can to stay alive? If heaven truly existed, why are we living and why do we work hard to keep ourselves alive and do everything we can to stay alive? Why do we do that shit? Come on, people. How come everybody wants to talk about heaven and it's a great place, but nobody wants to fucking die? Nobody wants to kill themselves. And if you do, you're shamed into not doing it. And when you quit, say I'm not religious, people look at me like I'm crazy because I don't fuck with God. I don't fuck with that religious shit. I'm a free thinker. I'm independent. I do for me, take care of myself, and that's it. People look at you like you're crazy. They want us to be enslaved. We're mental slaves. We're wage slaves. Wake the fuck up. You are supporting a system. When I tell y'all motherfuckers, stop supporting these pagan holidays, there's a reason for that. You're allowing yourselves to be abused over and over again. That's why nobody takes us seriously. When you continue to be friends with the enemy and sleep with the enemy, sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, we got some freaks out there. You are enabling bad behavior, but you don't want to stop because you got low self-esteem. You don't want to demand that you're worth something because you're afraid to piss some people off because you want to be liked by the so-called dominant. That's what it is. It's self-hatred. And that's what it is. But my thing is, people, before I end this video, the choice is yours. I want to live right now. Damn, if I do what I'm supposed to do right now, and I got a moral compass, I will be all right. But it's up to you. Anyway, think about what I'm telling y'all. Stop believing in this religious ass bullshit. It's just bullshit. I'm back. Remember that situation, that high school teenage boy, black teenage boy, was being bullied by that racist Caucasian male teen? That little snot-nosed, annoying nuisance of a Caucasian supremacist faggot. Well, let me tell you what happened. Because I've been following up on it. I never really made a video on it. Just never got around to it, but I'm making it now. So this happened like around January, February, March, when I came across this news report. It should have made national news. You know what I'm saying? Because bullying is a issue that needs to be addressed. But racism and bullying, and I would say misandry, needs to be addressed more so. You know what I'm saying? That has to be covered. But, you know, they're not going to talk about black men being bullied by everybody else. I'm not saying girls don't get bullied, specifically black girls don't get bullied, but when you're a man, when you are a young black man as a teen, you're getting bullied by racist Caucasians, prejudiced, color-struck, other ethnic groups of color who are suffering, who's suffering from colorism and are very prejudiced against black people, especially black men. Okay. Then you got women, especially black women, young and old, who got the same mindset as these Caucasian supremacists. So when you was a black man in America, young and old, but my thing, you feel it, because when you're young, you don't understand certain things. You feel it, and even when you're older, you still don't know how to combat it, because you don't have. There's no support system for men, especially men of color, black men, black American men. Nobody gives a fuck about us. So this young teen man, you know, he looked like a man, but you know what I'm saying, this young teenage black boy is getting taunted by this Caucasian supremacist boy, who's very feminine and very scorning, by the way. Now, my thing is, that young brother should have knocked his ass out, especially when he called him racial slurs, especially when that racist Caucasian male called him a bunch of racial slurs and racist jokes. When he told the teacher and they didn't do nothing. And this went on for like two or 3 months. He told administration, the guidance counselor, the assistant principal, and the principal, they didn't do shit because they're all Caucasian. They don't give a fuck about a nigger. They don't respect us, young black men. There's racism, and then you got gynocentrism, and then you have to worry about white privilege, and you got to worry about female privilege at that. So one day, I saw the clip on Instagram. So this young brother got enough of the racial slurs, being taunted and antagonized and belittled and disrespected. He pulled this racist Caucasian male bitch to the fucking ground, not once but twice. And then this racist Caucasian supremacist female bitch said, "Go to the office. You assaulted him, and it's just words." I'm like, wait a minute. If I made a joke about raping a woman and hitting a woman, beating her ass, called her derogatory names like bitch, hoe, and slut, and said something about her coochie, talked about saying disparaging things about the woman's body, oh, how hell would break loose. I couldn't get away with that shit. And I talked about doing harm to a woman. Any man talks about doing harm to a woman, or talk about getting in a woman's drawers without her fucking consent, grabbing her by the fucking pussy, you know what I'm saying? Oh, there'll be consequences for saying that as a man, especially as a black man, especially against a Caucasian female. If a brother is, man of color, said something made Holocaust jokes, and said some derogatory things about Jewish people, made not racist jokes, anti-Semitic jokes, especially Holocaust jokes about the so-called Jews, there'll be consequences for those words that she just said, just words. If you said something about Caucasian people and talked about them and called them racist and accused them of something, there'll be consequences for saying just words. Or say derogatory things about Caucasian people, and you said just words, just let it go. You talk about doing harm to a gay kid, or a bisexual kid, a lesbian, a transgender person. You talk about doing something to them, or say derogatory things about the LGBTQ community. Oh, there'll be consequences for those fucking words. But Caucasian people can say whatever the fuck they want, male and female, and there's no fucking consequences. But if if a person of color, male and female and child, man and woman and child, say a black person, man and woman and child, say something that's not to the extreme about say something derogatory and disrespectful to and insulting and demeaning towards another group of people, to a certain demographic, there's consequences for those fucking words. I'm like, that's a double standard. That's a racist double standard at that. A man says something derogatory about a woman, oh, there's consequences, but y'all bitches can say whatever the hell you want. Caucasian people can say whatever the hell they want to people of color, especially black people. And they talk about, and then you wonder why, and you allow bullying and especially racism to take place like this, and then you allow gynocentrism to take place in these fucking schools, and then you wonder why you got school shootings. And then let me just say it like this. And let me tell you this part. And then they went on the news. The mom and the child. She was that young brother was probably raised by a single mother, so he didn't have that man to tell you, you need to beat that kid's ass. Oh shit, he'll get in trouble. Fuck that. It's worth getting in trouble sometime as long as you're standing up for what you believe in. If you're just doing stupid shit for the hell of it, then you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So they went to the news. They prayed that he would get justice, that the school would do the right thing. No, they had to go to the media and file a lawsuit for that teacher that allowed the racism and bullying to take place, for that black teenage boy to be bullied and disrespected by that Caucasian supremacist teen, and that racist clique, to get in trouble for it. There had to be some consequences for that teacher to be fired. Those teachers that saw what was going on with that black teenage boy was being bullied by that Caucasian supremacist male, and in the people associated, there had to be some kind of disciplinary action. And that that Caucasian male supremacist kid, that teenage Caucasian male supremacist kid, got some kind of disciplinary action. But again, that kid was probably 14, 15, sophomore. I think it was a sophomore, just like that young brother was age 15 at the time. But again, racism starts at the school, and it starts at kindergarten. Where did this Caucasian supremacist teen male get to so much hate about black people from? Yeah, his fucked up parents and the media and society as a whole, and his racist family members. That's what happened. And my thing is, the moral of the story is, you can't let people fuck with you and disrespect you, bully you, and you can't just pray away that these demons will stop fucking with you. And these racist Caucasian supremacists and these bad people who are emboldened to fuck with us and mistreat us as black people and do harm to us and do us dirty, get away with murder and get away with doing harm to us, maiming us, raping us, attacking us, abusing us, disrespecting us, and killing us. We have to stand back and clap back and stand up for ourselves. Because if you don't do it, nobody else will. And you have to live with that pain and suffering and psychological damage for the rest of your life. Do you want to do that? So my thing is, stop relying on God and stop praying for things to change when you can make that change. Get off your ass and do something. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. And we have to stand up for ourselves. But I'm happy that young brother did get some justice at the end. At that high school black teenage male got some kind of justice and got the benefit of the doubt, and they people did try to help him out. And he did not, and that suspension was off his record. It didn't go on his record. And that teacher, those teachers who let that bullying and racism take place, they lost their job, and they need to lose their jobs, because you can't let shit like that happen. Because you got too many school shootings out here, too many kids bringing in guns and weapons to school, and the school, it should be a place for learning. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, and I'm glad that the suspension is off that young brother's. I think his name is Michael Speed. Michael Speed or Micah Speed. I'm glad that he don't have that suspension on his record. And he's not, and he's not portrayed as that violent black teenage thug, like they like to portray us to be. But seriously, my people, I know this was longer than I expected, But we have to do for ourselves, and we have to be self-efficient. We can't let people fuck with us and believe that karma is going to do something and the supernatural is going to do something for us. We have to do it ourselves. That's all I'm saying. Y'all feel me? Peace.